Alright, hello everyone. So I want to talk about Zwei Ishmael. Zwei Ishmael is hella strong, and let's start off with the defense skill here. This defense skill is so powerful that you would pretty much always replace your skill 1 with this skill here. I want to talk about the first obvious thing here. You gain 10 tremor count once per turn. This shit is ridiculous because you are getting it on use. Like, this is such a powerful gain 10 tremor count. Regret Faust wishes she has a gain 10 immediately. Like, this thing is ridiculous. You are getting this thing here, and you also get defensive stance. And this is also a clashable guard, which means that you can win the clash and you will be able to just not take any damage. And you also get the defensive stance, which locks your speed to 4, gives you 5 defense level up, gives you innate aggro on all slots, and when you chain your skills, you can clash anything regardless of speed. So the locking of your speed at 4 doesn't even matter. And then upon clash win, you trigger Tremor Burst on any skill, by the way, not just your shield. Anything that clash wins will trigger a Tremor Burst, and you also cannot be staggered by damage. This is the epitome of a tank as well as a DPS. This character is just so damn strong. The Great Sword is not for show. This character hits like a truck. Gain 10 tremor count, gain immunity to staggered by damage, gain additional tremor burst, gain more defense level ups, gain ability to redirect any skill, have a clashable guard to clash anything. Absolute beast of a character. Definitely get this character no matter what. The guard skill will pretty much be a tremor burst twice, because the defense stance has the burst over here, and this clash win here will give you a burst over here. So yeah, this skill is an absolute workhorse. This is better than skill 1 because skill 1 does not have any burst and only inflicts 2 tremor count, and will actually roll lower than the defense here. But the difference is that the defense doesn't do any damage unless the enemy has a yellow tremor. Then it will do damage on every burst, and the skill 1 here will actually do damage, but it will be much worse than this one in terms of clashing and stuff. So it's really up to you. If the enemy staggered, maybe you just use skill 1 because you have no other skills. But if the enemy does have yellow tremor, then you should just always use this skill over here because you always get the tremor burst. Alright, so the next thing here is skill 2 and skill 3. You should always maintain your defensive stance before you use any of these skills here, because defensive stance gives you additional defense level up due to the passive, and all you need is to own 5 pride. Guess what? The guard skill is pride, so this is just a non-issue at all. You will be spamming this and you will be stacking your pride really fast to become online very quickly, and it's only owned, so it's super easy to trigger. Alright, so how easy is it to hit her conditionals? Super easy. The guard skill here, just using it one time, gives you your skill 3, all conditionals met immediately. I'm not joking, you get everything immediately. Your defense skill, you get 5 defense level up here. Your 10 tremor count here will be used for your passive. At combat start, gain defense level up equal to tremor count on self. If you are in defensive stance, you will double it, so you get 10 defense level up as long as you are in your defensive stance. And since it gives you 10 tremor count, you can ignore this part here because you always get the maximum. Alright, and furthermore, now that you have 15 defense level up, you only need 1 more, but guess what? You get 5 more instead because you have 10 tremor count on yourself, so you get 5 defense level up here. Of course, since tremor count will decay by 1 next turn, that means that you get 19. Doesn't really matter, does it? Because you already hit the 16 mark here. So you get the +4 coin power here. This thing here is going to roll an 8, 16, 24, 29. 29 is ridiculous. That's going to be more than a Mind Whip. And it also deals 70% more damage if you're in defensive stance, and also will tremor burst with the defensive stance passive with this one, and then it also triggers burst here and triggers burst here. So this skill is gonna do a crazy amount of damage, not even including the stupid multiplier here of 70%. Why did they even add this thing here? The fact is, if you use yellow tremor, this thing here is going to do such ridiculous amounts of damage. It's just insane. Like, this character is ridiculous in a tremor team and outside of a tremor team, because guess what? All you need to do, right, is just get the defense skill and then use the skill 3, and now your skill 3 has +4 coin power, so you're still gonna get the 29 no matter what. So yeah, this character Unga Bunga wise, super good to use. In tremor teams, it's really good in a tremor team because of the yellow tremor synergy plus white tremor synergy. So yeah, this character, absolute beast of a unit. The skill 2 is going to roll 16 by default, but uptide 3 is actually going to roll 1 less in coin power. But because this thing is 16, the coin power +1 is going to hit really, really hard, and you can inflict more potency here and blah, blah, blah. It's not going to be LCCB Ishmael skill 2, where it applies a total of 16 tremor potency, but it's still going to be a respectable 8 tremor potency here. And your skill 3 here, by the way, if you have 20 tremor count on yourself, it will inflict 20 potency onto the opponent, so you can still get quite a substantial amount of potency. It's just going to take a little bit longer. Alright, so now that I've explained this character, is fundamentally just defense skill, skill 2, skill 3. Never ever use skill 1 ever again unless you have no other choice. Then you can feel free to use your skill 1. Literally just the Wild Hunt Heathcliff piloting. All you need to do is just make sure you have defensive stance, and your skill 3 and skill 2 will do the rest of the work. Everything is autopilot. There is no brain power required for this character. There's no need to remember anything except just using this skill more often than any other character. So yeah, this character is an absolute beast and very unga bunga. At uptide 3, I will mention to the new players that this character is actually perfectly functional and really strong even at uptide 3. Because your defense, guess what? It doesn't change at all. It just doesn't become pride. That's it. It loses additional 4 coin power here, but that doesn't really matter, right? Because you still get your defensive stats, you still get your 10 tremor count, and your skill 3 will lose 2 coin power, but you will still be able to get quite a substantial amount of damage output with this thing here, because it's still 16 plus 2 coin power, still very strong. This one's going to be minus 1 coin power here compared to uptide 4, but your coin power +1 here will make this a 16 rolling skill, and that is enough already to make it very, very strong. And then this one here is going to be a 4, 8, 11, and then you have a base power +1, so that is going to be an adequate clasher already. So yeah, uptide 3 totally functional. The only thing you lose are the second line here of the passive, as well as the coin power here, as well as the coin power over here. So you still want to uptide for her, but it is not a high priority for a new player. You just use her and she's able to just win you the game. It is very, very strong. Alright. So what kind of team comps to use her in? Literally just throw her into a Tremor team comp. Because she draws aggro, it means you can legit use any 2-star ID that you want. Because these 2-star IDs, they have really bad clashing, like Rose Phantom Assault, but he has very good Tremor potency application here with some of the better options for Tremor potency application. It's just his clashing power is complete dog shit. Good news is that because of the aggro, you never ever have to clash with this character, because she will be able to clash anything that he cannot clash. So this is a super strong ID for 2-star running, and since she's also a potency applier, you can use her instead of LCCB Ishmael for long battles. That is the thing to note here. LCCB Ishmael is still very good for single battles against a boss, because she is immediately able to apply 16 potency with the skill 2. Very good. And then for this character here, she needs to build up over time. So that means the longer the battle, the better she is. So if the enemy has like a wave battle before you fight the actual boss, this is going to be a very strong character. If it's like Refraction Railway, where you have 3 constant waves of enemies, then you will need to use this character to just go and unga bunga all enemies, because LCCB Ishmael will run out of ammo at some point, and it's a bit of a pain to manage because her clashing power on the other skills are not very useful. So in some situations, this one will be better than this one, but in most situations in the future, since most of it is going to be chain battles, I would say Zwei Ishmael here is the de facto option for all players, for Tremor or for Unga Bunga. It's just a really strong character. I would use something like Regret plus Zwei plus Rose Banner Rodion plus Mola Fixer plus Euro DV plus Rose Banner Assault for the potency. And that team here will just Unga Bunga most Tremor enemies to death, with the Cavernous Wailing being the most important ego for this kind of team comp. Alright, and then the Mirror Dungeon over here, this team comp is just pick any Unga Bunga character in the game and just slap the Ishmael in there. She will do the work. If you throw in Dichi Rodion, then both of them will draw aggro, so it's going to be quite funny to watch. But at the same time, like, this character here can literally just function by herself. It is so good. You just defense and then skill 2, skill 3. That's it. That's all you need to do. And this character will just win the game by herself. Alright, so that is pretty much the summary of this character. She is going to be the new Unga Bunga in my opinion. Functional at uptide 3 already, and becomes way better at uptide 4. So relatively high priority for a new player, but at the same time at uptide 3 you will definitely not be missing out, because this character is going to still do quite a respectable amount of clashing and pretty much can just win most clashes in the game already. It is a very strong ID. They cooked super hard with this character. It is so good. I'm so happy that there's an Ishmael lover out there, because Ishmael has really some of the best IDs in the game, really. One of the most interesting supports, the best dodger in the game, Sinker's supporter as well, burn character, reindeer best clasher in the game until this one came out, and then now this one is kind of really strong for clashing and for damage output. Then best potency application, the most unique one, and has reused coin on skill 2, but we still don't have a She ID. Like, Ishmael is definitely just a winning character. Yep, really winning character. Alright, so that's it for this video. If I missed out on anything, feel free to just comment down below. And I once again recommend all players to just go and get this character here. It is very worth it. The only competition for this character in this season is your Bygone Days Ishmael, which I haven't sparked yet, and your Maid Ishmael, which is a 2-star ID and not really very useful. So you should have a lot of extra shards to go and pick up this character, unless you really wanted the Bygone Days Ishmael, which is also not even that high of a priority for the sinking team, because the sinking team just needs Solemn Lament Gregor, and that's really it. So yeah, this is why Ishmael here would be the best use of your Ishmael shards before the season ends. So I would highly once again recommend this character here. Alright, that's it. Thanks guys for watching, and I shall see you guys next time. Bye bye.